Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Mainstream Media News. My name is Mainstream Media Jerk. It's all right. Coronavirus. Everything is broken. Nothing works. Everyone is doomed. More on our top story tonight. We go live to somebody who is instilling panic.
Train movements in and out of Glasgow as across the UK, far and few between. So the 10:08 service gets underway.
Thank you very much, Stephen. This is incredible breaking news. A train has left the station. We're so pleased you could pick this up on a national level. Stephen, do we know if there's any other major news of this type? Have any letters left letterbox? Any cereal left cereal packets? Do we have anything else on this?
Part of a very limited number of trains operating today between Glasgow and London.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Just to clarify, your story here, your reporting is that a train has left the train station, and this is incredible breaking news because not many trains are going to be leaving the train station. So your main angle on the there's no trains is that there is a train. Am I getting this?
Go back there on the concourse and the signboard tells a similar story.
Does it say that the train is leaving the train station when it's supposed to leave the train station?
Across the central belt of Scotland. Are you affected by the rail strikes today? How's it affecting you?
To be fair, I'm not affected. I've got mine's still coming soon.
Sorry, Stephen, the report that you're putting in there makes it seem like it's still possible to get on the train. Is there anything you can say at this point that will just sort of remind viewers that everything is doomed?
So
You're one of the lucky few.
I'm one of the lucky few, yeah.
I don't use the train at all.
You don't use the
I
train?
drink my coffee here.
Oh, you just come for the coffee? What a wise man.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us, I'd like to remind you this is the Channel 4 Mainstream Media live breaking news. We just spoke to a man who sits on a bench and doesn't get the train. We will bring you more from this story as and when there is a spot on the national broadcasting television station that goes out to everyone in the whole country, bringing you live breaking updates. Just to remind users, a man is sitting on a bench.
No strikes at all today?
No.
No?
I drove 200 miles instead of getting a train.
You drove 200 miles?
Yeah.
Was worth it?
Oh, me, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Sorry, Stephen, it seems like some of the people you're speaking to down there aren't properly getting the gist of the show. Some of them are still seeming sort of upbeat, positive even. They're not really sort of breaking down and acting miserable. Is there any crisis actors that you have down there? Maybe somebody that you seeded a narrative with earlier that you could bring back in for a sort of sting in the tail, twist the plot? Any sort of aha, told you so type moment that you can fabricate down there for the users, Stephen?
What? Hang on, sir. Hang on. What's going wrong?
So I just tried to get on, but then it just got cancelled. So I have to go home. I won't be able to get to work today, so just have to go back home and relax.
What an incredible coincidence, filmed for you live on Channel 4 News in a suspiciously empty train station. A man that thought he was going to be able to get the train, went against the advice of the mainstream media, went to the train station, tried to get on the train, is now left with egg on his face. He will have to go home and relax, so not go to work, not do anything, stall the economy, give up all hope. Everything is lost, everything is ended. Sky News, Jeremy Beadle, Putney.
From now into the new year, almost every day a strike day. The railways, perhaps airports soon.
Perhaps breakfast cereals, perhaps lawnmowers, perhaps water bottles, perhaps tea mugs, perhaps anything. Users are invited to invent their own doomsday scenario in their head and play it out, not forgetting that it is Christmas and the sky could fall on anything you love at any moment. For more on this, somebody who's depressed near a train station.
The NHS, Royal Mail, Civil Service. This afternoon, midwives in Wales, physiotherapists in...
Stephen, this is fantastic breaking news. Do you have any sort of a pantomime villain, any sort of central figure that the unaware public could blame all of this on and never sort of figure out that this is all being done on purpose to make their lives miserable, sort of like the whole climate change scenario? Do you have anyone like that we could sort of just prop up and have everyone hate and then could sort of have staged discussions with politicians and news anchors, etc., so the news guys come across as the good guys and this guy's the bad guy? Anyone like that you could throw in there?
We don't want to be on strike. Our members are losing a lot of money from being on strike, and we don't want to disrupt the Christmas programme. We don't want to upset people's social lives and their family lives.
Absolutely. God forbid that any of these 55 organised civil service strike actions to take place over the Christmas period would interfere with anyone's Christmas period. I mean, obviously, last year and the year before, nobody wanted to interrupt your Christmas when they decided to cancel it 2 days before it was due to take place.
We want the railway to be running normally. There is time now to get round the table and negotiate a settlement.
You might be thinking at home, never mind all this, I'll just have a nice warm cup of coffee and enjoy the rest of December. For more on this story, we go live to somebody prepared to ruin that part of your Christmas. David.
Black Americano, please.
Yeah, it's takeaway.
I see.
Sit in, no worries. Any
Small business struck by the strike. The family-owned Riverhill Coffee Bar. It's almost opposite the station front door here in Glasgow.
A lot of our regular customers are office workers, of course, right in the city centre of Glasgow. So when the strikes are on, they kind of preempted us that they probably won't see us for the rest of the week because they're working from home. So it does affect us quite a bit with the train strikes at the minute.
That was live breaking news from outside a coffee bar outside a train station, where our reporter has unearthed that if nobody goes to the train station, the coffee house outside the train station won't sell as much coffee. You might be wondering how this impacts you as a regular user that doesn't own a coffee house right opposite a train station, and the answer is that you should be just a little bit more depressed for no reason.
Nighttime business. 33,000 employed in Glasgow's bars, clubs and restaurants, generating more than £2 billion a year. So we're up the famous steps into the Garage nightclub on Sauchiehall Street.
Let's see if there's anyone up here that can depress the shit out of everyone.
Strike action is going to have a slow, eroding effect on business. It's like a vortex of doom that's spiralling out of control, isn't it? I mean,
More unbiased, unagendered reporting from the Channel 4 News. A train has left Glasgow. Therefore, a slow, crushing vortex of doom is encircling your neck. The snake of doom squirrels around your throat and drags every last breath you can ever drag from your lungs.
what is it, 417,000 strike days since October.
What an incredible statistic to know off the top of your head, bearing in mind you make your business selling vodka Red Bull to people that have had too much to drink already.
But I think the RMT are taking this too far.
George Square, -6 Celsius today. Yet relations between the Scottish Government and unions here are not quite the permafrost which seems to be setting in south of the border.
Our breaking news story now. You thought that Scotland was cold and strikes were bad up there. Do you live south of the border? If so, prepare to die.
Clearly, destinations for governments north and south of the border remain uncertain, subject to change or cancellation.
A train disappears into the grey gloom. A metaphor for what's coming next for the country? Undoubtedly. We'll be back tomorrow on the Mainstream Media News to keep you updated on that. Before we go, just to let you know that you have a chance now to help the Mainstream Media News channel grow and develop. More videos like this are needed every day. People let me know in the comments they do enjoy these videos and they give them some sort of hope in this grey and terrible life. We would like to remind users that you can hit the subscribe star link below in the description to this video and subscribe for as little as $5 a month. You can keep these videos coming. We do need each and every one of you, and we thank those of you that have already decided to do so. My name is Mainstream Media Jerk. The time is over.